So what we are saying is, together, observe. Now, observe the conflict, right? So, what is the conflict? Now, how do you observe conflict? You understand my question? You, as a human being, if you will permit me, speaker, to say so, you, as a human being, are in conflict. Whether you are aware of it, or you have neglected it, or you don't want to look at it, or you think God, somebody is going to save you, you are essentially in conflict. And, as we said yesterday, how do you approach this problem? You understand? How do you look at the problem? That is, how do you come to it? How do you look at it? How do you approach it? How do you observe it? You say, we're talking over together. I'm not telling you how to observe it. I'm only asking you how you come to it, how you receive it, how you look at it. If you observe or aware, or you are aware of this conflict without any choice, a choiceless awareness, you understand? Or becoming aware of this conflict, you say, I must resolve it. You understand? When you say I must resolve it, you have already separated yourself from the fact. I wonder if you see that. Are you following me, some of you? Come on, let's move. Please, together we are thinking. Together alone we can resolve this problem. Nobody else in the world can. So, your approach to the problem matters enormously. If you have a motive, that motive dictates the direction which the problem must take. You understand? Huh? So, your approach must be free from motive. Your approach must be free of the desire to resolve it. See the difficulty. If your approach is conditioned by your education, by your desire, by your pleasure, you can never solve it. So the mind must observe this problem free from all its motives, desires, and trying to resolve it. Because you are the problem, right? Have you understood? You are the problem, not conflict is the problem. Right? Can we go from there? Please. Conflict is you. I'm not telling you this. You, in your observation, you have discovered it. In your thinking together, we have discovered the fact conflict is not outside, it is inside, and that conflict is you. You may say, I am God, or somebody is going to save me. You know, we have played this kind of trick for millennia. You understand? God's sake, let's grow up. So the problem now is our consciousness. You understand now? Our consciousness, which means the way you think, the way you live, the way you believe, the way you react, your behavior, your thing, all that is your consciousness, which is your life. That consciousness is you. Please, this is really important to understand. Give your attention for a few minutes. That whole of that consciousness is essentially you. The content of that consciousness makes consciousness. You understand? The content of consciousness of a Protestant is what he believes, his rituals, his images of religion, Jesus, you know, all that. And his nationalistic, his particular attitudes, opinions, his relationship with another, his hurts, his anxiety, his sorrow, his, right? And the Catholic with his content of his consciousness, and the Hindu with his, and the Buddhists and so on, the Arabs and the, you follow all this? That consciousness is put together by its content. And as long as that content remains, the conflict must go on. Have you got this point? This content has been put together through time. It isn't one day's acquirement. Our brain is the result of time, evolution. Our brain is not your brain and my brain, but the brain of mankind. This is difficult for you to see and even recognize, because we have been so conditioned that it's my brain. You understand? And it's your brain. But if you observe, human beings right throughout the world go through enormous turmoil, poverty, anxiety, insecurity, confusion, psychologically wounded, fear of being hurt physically, fear of psychological hurts, fear of death, and the inquiry what is there beyond, and the innumerable images man has created in the name of God, and worshipping those images right through the world. That is the content of our consciousness, right? And as long as that content, which is always divisive, which is always fragmented, our action must be fragmented.